It was supposed to be an ordinary Saturday. Balloon ribbons taped to the wall, a chocolate cake cooling on the counter, my phone buzzing with reminders about my mother-in-law's birthday dinner at 7 p.m. And then my world split open at 3:17 p.m. "Ma'am, your son has been in an accident. He's being airlifted to county trauma." I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I just dropped the knife I was using to slice strawberries and ran. The call that stole the air from my lungs. No parent is ever ready for that sentence. Air, lifted, trauma. The words felt like foreign objects lodged in my throat. My son, Ayan, was 12. He still left cereal bowls in the sink, still hugged me in public without embarrassment, still believed I could fix anything. But I couldn't fix this. The accident happened at a friend's house, an ATV ride gone wrong. Helmet cracked, shoulder shattered, head injury suspected. "He's conscious but unstable," the paramedic had said. Unstable. That word kept echoing in my mind as I drove like a madwoman to the hospital. I called my husband, Farhan. He didn't answer. He was probably still at work, or maybe already at his mother's house helping set up for her birthday. The helicopter. By the time I reached the emergency entrance, the helicopter had already landed. The thudding blades still vibrated in the air. I saw him for 1 second, just one. Strapped to a stretcher, oxygen mask, blood dried near his temple. My baby. I tried to run to him, but a nurse held me back. "They need to stabilize him first." I pressed my hand against the glass as they wheeled him inside. I have never felt so powerless. The text that changed everything. While I sat in the waiting area shaking, my phone buzzed. Farhan. I opened it, expecting panic. Instead, I saw, "Mom says dinner starts at 7 sharp. Don't be late. She's already upset." I stared at the screen. I typed back. "Ayan was airlifted. Head injury. I meant trauma." 3 minutes passed. Then, "What? Is it serious?" Before I could respond, another message popped up from my mother-in-law. "I heard about the accident. You better not use this as an excuse. It's my 60th. If you miss this dinner, you're dead to us." Dead to us. My son was lying in a trauma bay, and she was worried about roast chicken. History of control. This wasn't new. My mother-in-law, Shazia, had always hated that I wasn't traditional enough. I worked full-time. I spoke my mind. I didn't revolve my life around her expectations. She'd criticized everything from how I cooked biryani to how I raised Ayan. "He's too soft. He needs discipline. You're making him weak." Now she was questioning whether his near-death experience was an excuse. I felt something shift inside me. Not anger. Clarity. The doctor's words. A trauma surgeon finally came out. "He has a concussion and a fractured clavicle. We're monitoring for internal bleeding." "Is he going to be okay?" I whispered. "He's lucky, very lucky." Lucky. That word felt fragile. I texted Farhan. "He's stable, concussion, monitoring overnight." His reply. "Mom says if you stay, don't bother coming tomorrow either." I read it 3 times. He didn't say I'm coming to the hospital. He didn't say our son needs us. He said, "Mom says." The choice. At 6:42 p.m., my phone rang. "Shazia." I answered. Her voice was icy. "So you're really choosing drama over family?" My son almost died. And he didn't. So now what? You'll ruin my birthday? I felt my heartbeat slow, strangely calm. "He's 12, I said. "You're 60. Silence. Then she snapped. "If you miss tonight, don't ever step into my house again." I looked through the ICU window at my son, sleeping under fluorescent lights. "I won't," I said. And I hung up. The husband who froze. Farhan arrived at 8:15 p.m., not in hospital clothes, in a pressed kurta. He had gone to the dinner first. "I stayed for cake," he explained. Cake. While our son was wired to machines. I don't remember standing up, but suddenly I was inches from his face. "Did you tell her she was wrong?" He avoided my eyes. "She's just emotional." "So am I," I said. But apparently, my emotions didn't matter. The night everything broke. Ayan woke up around midnight. He looked confused. Ami? I'm here, I whispered, grabbing his hand. Did I mess up Nana's party? Even drugged and in pain, he was worried about her. That's when I realized how deep the conditioning ran. No, I said firmly. You are more important than any party. I made sure Farhan heard it. The aftermath. We were discharged 3 days later. Shoulder in a sling. Strict rest. No screens. No school for 2 weeks. Not one single message from my in-laws asking how he was. But Shazia posted pictures online. Beautiful birthday surrounded by those who truly care. That was the line. Those who truly care. I stared at the caption and felt something inside me finally close. The breaking point. A week later, Farhan asked, "Are we going to apologize?" I thought he was joking. For what? For missing Mom's milestone. I laughed. A sound so hollow it scared even me. Our son was in trauma, and he survived. There it was again. Minimizing, dismissing, prioritizing ego over life. I realized then that this wasn't about a dinner. It was about hierarchy, and I refused to place my child beneath anyone's pride. The decision. 2 weeks later, I filed for separation. Not because of one dinner, but because of what it revealed. A marriage where my child's emergency was secondary. A family where love came with conditions. Miss the birthday and you're dead to us. I chose to be dead to them, and alive for my son. 1 year later, Ayan recovered fully. He plays cricket again. He laughs again. He doesn't remember much from that night, but I do. I remember helicopters, fluorescent lights, and the moment I understood that loyalty without boundaries is self-destruction. Shazia hasn't spoken to me since. Farhan tries to co-parent. Sometimes he still says, "Mom didn't mean it." But meaning doesn't erase impact. And I no longer negotiate with people who treat my child as optional. Final words. If you ever face a moment where you must choose between appeasing someone's ego and protecting your child, choose your child. Every time. Because birthday dinners can be rescheduled, but trauma helicopters don't circle twice.